UFC 326 was last night. We had the highly anticipated White House card was being announced. And was it as good as you thought? This is Angelo. I'm Josh Thompson. And obviously, Angelo's used to what? Not getting things as well as he wants.
Where are we going with this?
It's too early in the morning, man. I'm exhausted. Time change, all this stuff.
You screwed up. I didn't screw up. I was up ready to go.
I didn't say you screwed up.
Well, you said Angelo's used to, like you were heading down an insult Angelo.
He's being used to being let down. That's what I was getting at. I was getting used to that. You know, the
my wife is used to being let down.
That poor girl. We had dinner the other night, and I was thinking to myself, man, she's been married to this guy for how long? Oh,
she's
girl.
no peach.
She's a saint.
She's no peach.
She's all right, well, look, let's talk first. Let's do the recap first. Let's talk about the White House card, and then and then I'm gonna actually talk about one other thing as well. But what do you think of the card first?
I thought it was
326 card.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but I am giving these cards like a little more leeway because I'm not paying $90.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, well, it was a $12 a month fight card. We're getting 4 cards. So it's like, all right, that was a $3 fight card. I enjoyed it. There were some fights that were great. Some were kind of a letdown. I thought the main event went exactly the way I thought it would go, though. That was my entire breakdown for the last month and a half was Charles going to wrestle. People just play Max's game, and I don't know why Charles is not going to play his game.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, I think I didn't tell you. I said on our show during the week sometime, I go, Max has never fought someone with this level of grappling. There was one guy, and that was Brian Ortega. And Brian Ortega doesn't have any wrestling. There's none. Yeah, exactly at all. And so when I was thinking to myself, look, unless Charles decides to just stand and bang, which he might, but I
gave him the 10 seconds at the end. It was like
it was more like
seconds.
5 or 6. Yeah, and he's the one. He won the exchange. And so, but yeah, I mean, like, overall, I thought to myself, I go, look, if Charles uses fight IQ, he's the more well-rounded fighter. He's physically, 100%. I think, stronger. I think he's. I haven't seen a big enough sample size of Max Holloway at 155. I know he's got the one big win.
That dude has like 48 fights.
Yes.
What do you mean you don't have a
no at 155? And Charles Oliveira, we have said repeatedly, he's huge. He's huge for the weight.
He bear hug picked. Charles Oliveira in that first takedown was already standing. He wasn't bent over. He wasn't at Max's hips. He was upper body, just picked him up clean and dumped him while already standing and not at the hips. It was crazy how like strong he was in that body lock position. It was nuts.
This has always been my take, though, is that it takes a while for you to get up to 55, or it takes a while to go to another weight class and put the weight on properly and build the strength to be there. I don't know. I think Max is the up and down killed him. I think he should have stayed at 155 when he fought Justin. He should have never went back down and fought Ilya Taporia. Should have stayed.
I don't think that was why he lost here. He lost
because
of his takedown defense.
Yeah, he lost because he's never fought somebody that had this level of wrestling mixed in with the grappling and control. And let's be honest, there's not a lot of guys that have what Charles Oliveira has. That's what makes him so damn good. Especially at 45. I said I scoured all of his resume. His resume doesn't have any of those guys. Doesn't have anybody that would ever do anything like that to him except for Brian Ortega. That was it. I think there was one other guy in there. I think.
And Brian Ortega, to your point, doesn't have the wrestling, and he's so hittable. Yeah. So you don't even have to worry about anything on the feet at all. Yep. You just do whatever you want. Where Charles, I mean, he didn't strike for long, but he was it was accurate. He threw a couple of kicks. Like, I mean, Charles is Charles. I picked Charles in this fight. My only concern was like in fight years, that dude's 100. So like, you know, what's he going to look like here? But I figured he would wrestle, and he did. And what's funny is everybody's a little disappointed with the outcome in that fight, right? Because it was a very grapple heavy, kind of boring. If that was a lightweight title fight, not the BMF, but the actual lightweight title fight, for whatever reason, people would be pumped. Their favorite fighter just won the belt, and this is amazing. I love Charles. But because it's the BMF title, there are expectations. And like my buddy, we had the daddy-daughter dance, and my neighbor just came over, watched the fights, doesn't watch every fight, but watches enough to be familiar with fighters. So his expectations were obviously through the roof. And after, his first words were, I feel like in a BMF fight, like, why are you grappling so much?
Yeah.
And it's funny because that was the general perception. It's like, this is a title fight. Charles Oliveira did exactly what he needed to do to win the fight. It was a wildly dominant performance. Max had like no success at all. A wildly dominant performance, yet everybody's kind of dogging him. But if that wasn't the BMF, any other belt, people were like, great job, unbelievable performance. Charles is back. But because it's BMF, there's just this general like feeling of we were let down because these guys should be trying to kill each other and shoot 0 takedowns whatsoever.
Yeah, I had a couple buddies from Hawaii text me like, this should be, you should not be allowed to fight for the BMF title if you're going to grapple. It should just be stand and trade and bang. And I was like, look, first off, it's a gimmick belt. But their take, it's a gimmick belt. Calm down. It's a gimmick belt. But their take on the gimmick belt was that if you're going to be offered the gimmick fight, you've got to fight the gimmick way. And you've got to be able to stand and trade. And I'm like, both these guys are ranked number 3 and number 4. They're one fight away from a title shot.
That is the other problem here, where there's more implications than just this belt.
Yep.
Like Charles Oliveira, let's say he beats this. Let's say he defends it. Connor's tweeting, whatever. He beats Connor 100 out of 100 times, especially this version of Connor. Dan Hooker is somebody who could be a BMF kind of guy. He beats Dan Hooker. So it's like, I don't know who would beat Charles in a BMF title fight.
Armand.
He could earn himself a real title shot.
Yeah.
2 wins away from a real title shot. It is crazy.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And so for my thought was like, this BMF title, it started with Nate Diaz and Masvidal, 2 guys that were pretty much kind of like, they got their opportunities at titles, didn't work out, and now they're just the journeymen who love to stand and trade, West Coast, East Coast gangster stuff.
Who?
It was Nate Diaz and Masvidal.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. You were mentioning the very first BMF. Got it.
Yeah, so the very, very first. But then now I feel like that kind of should have set the precedent. It should never be guys that are ranked in the top 2 or 3. It should never be those guys. Those guys are going to fight conservatively to make sure they get to a title shot. In this situation, like I agree with you. It should be like someone like BSD, Benoit Saint Denis. It should be Dan Hooker.
Chandler.
It should be Chandler. Guys, that are like, look, let's just have this fight happen. Right now, it should be a Conor McGregor. It should be somebody like that. He's never going to get to a title.
In 12 years. Might as well throw him in one of these. Yeah.
He might as well. Let's call it the consolation prize. Let's call it, it's the gimmick belt. But look, it's still good. It's still going to be fun. Let's make it fun. Putting these guys ranked number 3 and number 4 right on top of each other. In Armand Sarukian's in the doghouse, as Dana said last night in the post-press conference. Justin Gaethje's next. Justin may retire if he loses. If he retires, that puts them right there at number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, I know. You're running out of people. Well, you got to do Armin, and then you're kind of running out of people.
You don't got to do anything with Armin. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You don't got to do anything. So
at a certain point, it's crazy not to. But I hear you for sure.
But I just thought it was funny because my buddies from Hawaii are like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to do this, do that, and I was like, stop, you guys are being biased. You guys sound like me defending. AKA
you're describing
guys.
Kickboxing. Yeah, you're describing kickboxing.
I was like, you guys are describing me, okay, defending AKA guys. That's how I am. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be allowed to do this. No, he did this. No. Yeah, I get it though. I get it. All right, let's hear what someone here has to say. The Degenerate MMA /fan. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I am the only one who wasn't surprised Charles Oliveira grappled Max Holloway. Max really hasn't faced a strong wrestler since Frankie Edgar in 2017, when Frankie was already years removed from his lightweight title. Look, it really just came down to Charles, if he was going to fight smart or not. That's really what it was. And I said there's just levels to the wrestling and the grappling that he has that no one else has ever had that Max has fought. That was it. Max he's fought. If I went through his list of guys that he's fought, man, I mean, it's like Volkanovski, obviously Ilya, like guys that are predominantly all just striking. Great fighters, all great fighters. I'm not knocking any of them, but look, you've got Dustin Poirier, you've got Justin Gaethje, you got Chung Sung Young, and then you've got Arnold Allen, predominantly all Jair Rodriguez, Calvin Kattar, Volkanovski. Frankie Edgar has the wrestling, smaller, but Frankie has wrestling also removed. Like you were saying, Brian Ortega, if I look at him, Jose Aldo twice, Pettis, Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, all strikers. Back then when he fought Charles Oliveira, you may have seen the grappling, but the fight didn't go long. Shoulder dislocated or shoulder was hurt.
And he hurt his shoulder shooting a takedown.
Yes.
That was Charles's game plan 10 years ago the first time. Like, yeah, it's his question is, am I the only one who wasn't surprised? I think most people, I was on the Charles side because of the Garbrandt fight, and even in the Ilya fight, Charles tried to wrestle. He seemed like he's been wrestling more as of late. But it does feel like the general public was all over Max because when Max gets people to do what he wants to do, he looks spectacular. Even in the first minute of that fight, he landed like 9 significant strikes instantly. It was just ba, 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 and that's when he got body locked and slammed to the ground. It was like instant how quick and fast and accurate he was landing all those strikes. And a lot of people will just play that game. I don't know why they play that game. Obviously, some of the matchups, but it's unfortunate that Charles is not getting the credit he deserves. He just destroyed a top 5 guy, destroyed a former world champion, destroyed the current BMF champion. Like it is unfortunate that all of us are like, yeah, that fight sucked. Charles shouldn't have wrestled. And yeah, was the fight exciting? No, but that was unbelievably one-sided, and it was not. I don't think it was actually boring. Like we were bored because we expected a slug fight.
Yeah.
If you compare that to Hamzat and DDP, wildly exciting. If you compare it to Islam versus JDM, wildly exciting because at least Charles was trying to finish. He just couldn't finish. But he was climbing the back. He was working in chokes. Those other fights where we've seen these grapple heavy one-sided wins, they're not trying to finish. They're trying to hang on. Look at Raul Rosas. That fight sucked. That kid didn't come off the hips once. He just hung out in a seatbelt position for 15 minutes, where at least Charles instantly is trying to climb the back. So I think our expectations were too high. And I feel like that's the exact same reason a lot of people were like, with the White House cards. Our expectations were just too high.
Yeah.
What a segue to the other super chat. I did it. I did it for you.
Is it? Okay, let's take a look at it. I didn't read it yet. White House card, feel half right. Ilya versus Armand, John versus Sean versus Corey, Nickel versus Covington, Chandler versus Edward Stevens.
You needed commas, buddy. We needed commas.
It's all super chat. It's all blurred together, buddy.
He's just saying what it should have been. Yeah.
S Maggie $5. Thank you so much for the super chat of the $5. We'll talk about. I'm gonna come back to this though, because I want to talk about the White House card after this. But ultimately, look, I saw people in the chat here talking about, well, now it's been laid out on how to beat Max. I said
everybody's known that wasn't a secret.
Yeah. The other thing is that these guys can't do that to him. Like, that's the thing. Like, you've got Armand. Armand's probably the only guy that can do it to him. I mean, like, I don't think anybody else can do that to him. If I went through this rankings at 155, I mean, now that Islam is gone, you've got Benoit. Look, I think honestly, my personal opinion, the fight to match up Max with next is Paddy Pimblett. 2 guys coming off the loss. Can he defend takedowns?
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Patty's just gonna wrestle his ass off. Like that's what he's gonna do.
And
Patty's takedowns suck, but like I wouldn't do that. Grab this super chat. That's ridiculous.
Look, I did really well last night, by the way. You missed out. All right, let's go. Brian Peckin, my man. Bro, you came through last night. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For the Exudes fellow Italian, the Italian guy, the fake Italian guy. Here he comes. Here it comes. I brought it up at dinner the other night, guys. I brought up a fake Italian. I said fake Italian at dinner. He just about lost his shit.
Listen, I said we talked about ethnicity, and people love to say, like, if you watch any TikTok video of an Italian guy that owns a deli and he has a New York accent, all the comments are like, looked at Italy on a map once. It walked by an Olive Garden, just like joking that this dude's not actually Italian. So when people do that to me, it drives me nuts because I'm an Italian citizen. This is an Italian passport. It doesn't get more Italian than that. But B, my whole thing was I wouldn't care if you shit on Italians. I wouldn't care, right? Like greasy, this, that, whatever. Go for it. But once you question the actual, if you are that ethnicity, it's like, well, wait a minute. You can make fun of the ethnicity, but don't question if I am it. That's
sounded like Mike Tyson. Ethnicity.
I lost an hour of sleep.
You had the lisp. It was very good. Very nice. Very nice. Brian Peckett, thanks for the $100 super chat. I appreciate it so much, man. I appreciate it, man. You were killing it last night too. You and Zeke 6629, man. You guys were going back and forth. It was a bidding war again. Angelo, you remember when we had the bidding war?
Oh, yes. I forget what it's called, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
you were live last night? Oh,
yeah, I went live right after this I did like a quick reaction video.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How about we pin this Muppet ass clown bunch of random characters 1995. My first language was Italian 80% of my life. You shiny stick of shit.
Wow, why are you so aggressive this morning?
I mean, he was rage baiting, so I gave it to him.
Oh man, you guys are great.
Arachkalukati 1995.
Arachkalukati. If you are Italian and should be able to speak Italian language.
Okay.
I mean, I'm Mexican. I can't speak
We'll have a
Spanish.
conversation.
Here's another super chat right here. Thanks for the $2 super chat. I win the war.
I guess last night.
Yeah, he did. He definitely won. But it was fun though. They were getting after it. Zeke 6629. We're having a good one. Back and forth. And but look, Charles Oliveira fought a great fight last night. Very smart fight. Knows that he's probably next in line for a title shot right behind Arman Tsarukyan. And who knows what's going to happen with Arman Tsarukyan? He fought the way that he was supposed to fight. And at the end of the day, Angelo, and I've said this for 10 years, probably maybe even longer, winning solves everything. Buddy, you got to win fights. You can't move on to fight for the undisputed title if you don't win fights. You have to win fights. And that's exactly what he did. Nothing that Charles did last night, other fighters are going to have a hard time mimicking. Let's take a look down this thing. Paddy Pimblett, Matisse Gamrot, Dan Hooker, Mauricio Ruffy, Hanato Moicano, Faziev, Dariush, Chandler, Torres, and Ziam. These guys are all going to be able to fight. Go ahead.
It's crazy how the division went from crazy deep to weak as hell now.
Yep.
Every name you just read is either coming off a loss or has no chance whatsoever. Arman Tsarukyan is the only hope for the lightweight division. If you have a problem with Ilya, which I don't have a problem with Ilya. Let him be champ. Let him just keep knocking people's heads off. But Arman Tsarukyan is the only person that could potentially win. The only one.
Yeah, I agree. Arman, I think, is the only one that could potentially beat Ilya. And then I think also Charles, if he fights a smarter fight, I think he may have a better chance. But Charles also needs to sell the striking to get in that deep on the body locks and the takedowns. And it's a little bit harder to get in that deep on the takedown when someone's 5'2", like Ilya is. And so it's very difficult for him to get to that body lock.
He tried to grapple. In his fight with Ilya, he bullied him against the cage, but you can't be in the clinch or in the pocket with Ilya.
No.
Because he bombs uppercuts and his short hooks. Your buddy just threw another $100. All
right, let's go. What
does Brian Peckin do for a living?
He's right now supporting me. Brian, not our first war, me and Zell. Look, Zeke. We're just going to continue this on Sunday nights or Saturday nights after fights. I mean, I love it. Look, you guys are great back and forth. And, where is Zeke, by the way? I haven't seen him today. He's got to come through.
It's 7 a.m. in California, 6 a.m. without the time.
Not sure where Zeke is from, but hopefully he jumps on here. We can get into this battle a little bit more. But hey, man, Brian, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You guys have been great over the last probably 5-6 years on the pod, and I appreciate you guys being this great. So thank you. It says degenerate gambler, degenerate MMA fan. Thanks for the $5 super chat. It is perfect time for someone like Usman to make his debut or Lopez. Jump up. Look, I agree. Usman does need to make his debut, and then Usman Nurmagomedov making the jump from PFL.
Got it.
I know you don't watch other promotions. I get it.
Yeah.
You're not a true MMA.
I'm not going to apologize for it either. Fuck.
Or Lopez to jump up.
Other shows are terrible.
And Lopez to jump up. I love the Lopez idea jumping up. I mean, he's matched up now for the White House card, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I mean, overall, I actually love that Lopez jumps up. He looks like he kills himself to get to 45.
He's not small. Yeah.
No.
And the older he gets, the harder it'll be.
Yeah. And also, too, look, we've seen success for these guys. They have this almost very similar success in 45 as they do at 55. So, I mean, they'll go ahead and do it. And then as far as Usman comes in, I mean, he's just he can be hittable. He can be hit. So that scares me a little bit with some of the other guys. I mean, with Ilya and maybe even with Arman, and he can wrestle. So it just makes for a fun fight. You throw a guy like that in. I don't know how much they threw Michael Chandler in. It was fun. It was fun for a bit, and then and then Chandler, just started losing fights, and then it didn't get fun anymore. They need somebody else to do that. And so I think Usman being the guy, but Usman has a really good chance of winning that title. 100% has a good chance of winning the title. And Lopez coming up, maybe we see a different fighter at 155. I'm not against that. I'm not mad at that idea, just to be 100% honest. Definitely not mad at that. So, Degenerate MMA fan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. And then here comes Brian Peckin again. Brian, I do okay. I'm a second mate, merchant marine. All right. Well, thanks, man. I mean, should you really be spending money? I'm not going to argue with you, but man, thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. Look at Angela's like, I don't know.
Merchant Mariner. What is that?
I don't know. I'm assuming merchant marine.
No, it's definitely
mariner.
Sea related. It's an ocean thing. A second mate. Isn't that like a
it is
the number 2 on a boat?
I wonder what it is. Brian, tell us what it is.
Mariner is boat related. Mate is boat related. Deductive reasoning skills. Dude's on a boat.
Oh, there's your boy. There's your boy, Zeke. 6629. Thanks for the $100 super chat. Zeke, he said he's already won. He's like, look, I've already beat you to the chase. I've already won. Good morning. I'm from Boston. You from Boston. I felt robbed last night with a BMF. Every single BMF fight has been a banger, except for the last one. It was one-sided. Yeah, I get it. But then, Angelo, we were just talking about this morning. Do you is it because it's the BMF? Is the gimmick is there? Like these guys are ranked in the top, 3 and 4. They still have the opportunity to win the title, like I said last night, Zeke. And should we just reserve this belt for the guys like Chandler and the guys like Dan Hooker and those guys? Should we just reserve it for those? I mean, soon to be Brandon Moreno, guys like that, guys that are kind of like right there. You know what I mean?
Brandon Moreno.
Brandon Moreno's been in some great fights, man.
I think he has, but he's starting to fade. So I think it's obviously everybody's a little bit disappointed with how that fight went down. Mm-hmm. We talked about it was probably the expectations versus the reality. Charles did what he needed to do to win a belt, and good for him. And it was wildly dominant. And we also mentioned if it wasn't a BMF belt and it was the lightweight belt or an official weight class belt, we would all be like, what an incredible performance. Nobody would be disappointed. With that being said, I think Charles has earned the right to have a boring fight. Mm-hmm. The dude is never been in a boring fight unless he was the one getting taken down. Outside of that dude goes out on his shield, moves forward, tries to take people's heads off. Like, he has earned the right to go in on a safe game plan one time. He's earned that right.
Yeah.
And now he has the belt. And it's not a pay-per-view era, so I don't know what the belt even means in Paramount now, but I mean, good for him. He's an all-timer who is one of the most exciting people that has ever lived. He tried to finish, couldn't find a finish. You gotta be happy for him.
No, I agree with you 100%. I'm not mad at him at all. And look, he's given us some of the best fights in UFC history. And so to sit up here and go like, oh, we got robbed. No. We pay like you said, $9.
I get feeling that way. I get because like that was my buddy was over. Like I felt that way too. Like I'm not saying like we should have been pumped because it definitely was disappointing, kind of a boring. But I'm just saying it. I think we only feel that way because it was the BMF belt. If it was any other belt, we would have been like spectacular. You know what I mean? Like dominant performance, great job. But because it's this specific belt, we're like, you really needed to get brain damage.
Yeah. I mean, he still has a little, and look, and towards the end of his career, he can't afford to get brain damage. Can't afford because
2 fights ago was bad.
Yeah. Yep. And then he's come back and he's put on a great display of technique. And if he gets back into his grappling and wrestling a lot more, I think I think guys like Arman and guys like Ilya, there's something there. There's something there if he starts fighting a little bit smarter, takes a little bit less damage. Who knows? But look, I'm not going to criticize either one of these guys. He just had Max's number. Styles make matchups. No one chases after Max to take him down because they also don't want to take the chance of not getting him down and then getting pieced up on the feet. If you don't get those takedowns, go ahead.
No, I cut you off.
If you don't get those takedowns against Max, he's gonna fuck you up on the feet. He's gonna torch you on the feet. If your shoulders get tired, your arms start to get heavy, he's gonna piece you up. He's gonna potentially knock you out, but for sure he's gonna put a beating on you for 5 rounds. And most guys don't want to take those chances. And Charles Oliveira's like, no, I could do this. You know, his grappling technique, his ability on the ground is phenomenal. He's got the most submissions in the UFC.
Most finishes.
Yeah,
it's both. It's most submissions and most finishes. Yeah, it's both.
So let's give this guy a break. Give him a break. The fact that, like, oh, we had one boring fight in the last 10 years.
I don't even think I think it was boring only because it was under the umbrella of BMF. If it wasn't BMF, I don't think it would be boring. And honestly, that first slam takedown was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, you said I don't want to criticize either one of them, and I get it. But I think it's valid to criticize Max Holloway's takedown defense. Charles Oliveira has put together some wrestling, and he looked good. But he's not like he's never been known for having spectacular takedowns. And he made it look easy the entire time.
I mean, you look at who Charles has fought. He's been able to take down Garbrandt. He's been able to take down Chandler. These guys are fucking phenomenal wrestlers.
Michael Chandler is not a good MMA wrestler.
No, but I'm saying he can wrestle, though. He can wrestle. And he took him down a couple times. So I'm not.
He did to Chandler what he just did to Max. It was the exact same fight, literally.
Yeah, he can. I mean, like, I think his physical size, his strength, he can wrestle. He just chooses not to. He's fallen in love with the stand-up, and I think that costs him in some fights, but I think it makes it fun for us as fans. I'm going to cut the guy some slack because he's been an exciting fighter throughout his career. Like you said, the most finishes in the UFC history, whether it's on the feet and on the ground.
Max is the one I'm saying. Maybe we can criticize his takedown defense.
Got it. My man, Brian Peckin, thanks again for the $50 super chat. It's not the whole Corduro across the world like. Is that what it is? Corduro?
I don't think English is his first language.
Okay. But I'm like 2 below the captain. I think about 800 a day.
Well, hey, man. So he is a seaman.
A seamate, huh? Interesting, man. That's weird. Okay, so okay, yeah. I mean, are you
what are you doing on the boat? Is this deadliest catch or cruising?
Yeah, you like an oil rig type boat, or like you said, deadliest catch? Are you out there fishing? What are you doing? My sister works on cruise ships. She's like a mechanic on cruise ships. So
I'm taking a cruise next week.
Are you?
Spring break. Tiff got like a heavily discounted one. So we're doing that.
With the kids?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. Brian Peckett, thanks for the $50 super chat, man. I appreciate it. Zeke6629, thanks also too for the $100 super chat, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys. Okay, so let's get into the co-main event. Carvajal versus RDR. What were your thoughts on this fight? Did it go the way you thought it was? And I know, Ange, from We Want Picks, you and your boy Jacob, you guys like to break these fights down and give the odds on these fights. And is this how you thought it would go? And did the odds cash out for you guys?
I did. This is exactly how we thought it would go, right? Just don't grapple with him and you could beat him. And that's what CAIO did. Now, it was more one-sided than I thought it was going to be. I thought RDR would be a little better on the feet, but I mean, he was useless. Like, I mean, as soon as CAIO landed a couple of those like really nice step-in jabs and he chopped up the leg a little bit, RDR was basically done. Like, his head snapped back a few times, and from that point forward, he's like, okay, I don't like this. But I thought CAIO did a great job. He danced really well. He got his hands going. He lit up the legs. Like, I thought CAIO did a great job. And the fight IQ, full display. Because there was a couple of times where CAIO had his own body lock and then literally was like, nope, I'm winning the stand-up. Why would I engage in the grappling? Just completely let go, backed away, and then just kept pot-shotting his way. And I thought it was... I thought it was a great performance from CAIO. It was exactly what he needed to do to win. He did win. I mean, good for him.
Yeah, there wasn't much to take away from the fight. Like, I looked at it, I go, RDR to me he needs to take a look on how Charles Oliveira closes the distance and gets fights to the ground. because he had no answer. He had no idea. Like he looks sloppy out there, and he's always looked sloppy. You can't criticize because he's been successful in other promotions, and he's been successful in the UFC using this sloppy technique. But when he's had the most success is when he just walked after you and threw recklessly. Robert Whittaker and Bo Nickel. That's when he's had the most success. He just walked after you, threw punches and threw body, and threw knees to the body, and just got after you and made you fight off your back foot. That wasn't the case here. He's horrible when he has to fight on the outside. And I love what Kai did. Kyle Bahala just walked forward and just stood in front of him and had his hands down so he could defend the takedowns if he needed. And he just was pot shotting it. Boom, boom, boom. And a couple 1-2s, couple 2-3s. Kyle Bahala fought a very smart fight. High fight IQ. And I know the commentators were like, oh, well, his hands are down. He's got to be careful. I'm like, what does he got to be careful for? He's got to be careful like a spinning back fist and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, I thought RDR fought a good fight. I thought he fought an okay fight. He looks so sloppy out there.
He's a goof. He's a big, awkward goof. Like he's built like an inflatable outside of a car wash. Like he's just all limbs. He's just so gangly and like nothing is straight. When you have these like awkwardly long arms and you're trying to loop every punch, you will get hit in the face twice before that fist comes all the way around. And that's just what's happening to him.
The old Stretch Armstrongs. That's what he looks like. He's got the long legs, long arms. Yeah,
it's a very awkward build that he doesn't use the way he should. Like, dude, he could scratch his knees without bending at the waist. Just if you stuck to straight punches, you could be a foot away from that, like a foot outside of the pocket, and be landing clean. But the technique's not there. He just relies on just brute. Just size and force, and he had one of those big jump in knees. It didn't matter though. CAIO just ate it. And listen, I don't think RDR stunk up the joint in that fight. Like this wasn't him quitting. He didn't look horrendous. He just, when your technique isn't that clean and you're not the faster fighter, you're just gonna get dotted up, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I thought Kyle looked great, man. I thought he looked good. I would have liked to have seen him try to go after it a little bit more to get the finish, but it's hard when you're fighting someone who, if he does get you to the ground, has an opportunity to finish you. And why take those chances when I felt like he was winning the fight? There was some shots he took, I think, in the second round, but I think ultimately, what were the scorecards? I didn't hear the scorecards. Someone said the scorecards were awful. I don't know what they were. Was it a split decision or something?
No, I think they were 30-27, and he's saying the fight was closer than that. I don't know if it was closer. And 30-27 just means that the judges thought Kyle won every round. Doesn't mean he won every round by a wide margin.
Yeah,
it could have been 3 razor-thin rounds. But I don't know. I watched that, and it seemed fair to me. Like, looked like Kyle won basically that entire fight. There was a couple of random takedowns that did nothing. Kyle worked his way out. Yeah. It's Vegas, so we know they don't care about wrestling. So I don't. What round? So Dirty Reg is saying Kyle won or RDR won a round. Which round did he win and how?
I thought there was talk that that RDR won the second. It sounded like from the commentary, I believe they thought that RDR won the second.
You know what's funny? I watched half of this card with no audio because we had the daddy-daughter dance, so we went to dinner. I just had my phone propped up, no audio. There was a couple of fights where I was like, oh boy, I don't know how this decision is going to go. And then it was like very one-sided. Like, for example, scroll down. Where the hell is it? Oh, the Cody Durden, Nyam Tremenda Barrel. I was like, dude, this is razor thin. I don't know what's going to happen. And it was like unanimous. Nyam won that fight. Wasn't even close. It's like that with no audio, that looked close. And it might have been the same thing here. I didn't, I did have audio for the co-main event, but you're kind of talking. It didn't seem close to me. It seemed like a pretty one-sided. Kyle's dotting him up, landing clean, chewed up the leg. Takedowns didn't matter. Seemed pretty straightforward.
Oh, you might like this from Brian Peckin. No English is my first language. Just text to talk sucks, and I don't proofread. And Sicilian is my second language. You guys are somewhat related.
It's Italian, funny. I'm not Sicilian. I wish I was Sicilian. Sicilians they're like, it's close to Africa, so they got the darker skin, the better hair. Sicilians are what
the bigger dicks.
I assume. I haven't seen a lot of them. And so I'm positive I'm not Sicilian, but like my cousins are Sicilian and they've got like crazy thick hair. They're much like I'm pretty like light skinned. In the summer, I get dark, I don't burn, but Sicilians are just dark. It's awesome.
Take your hat off. Come on, take your hat off. Boy. Show everybody that not crazy thick hair, that's for sure. And you got the tumor in the front.
This is a tumor, which I have to get removed.
You do.
I'm gonna have to shave my head to remove.
Do you seriously have a tumor there, or is it just like a fatty tissue?
100%. Here, I'll pull up the. No, it's I think it's a fatty tumor.
It's
not
just
like
a fatty
cancer.
Yeah, it's not cancer. I got you. Yeah. I have one on the back.
I would have had that removed if it was.
So, Brian Peckett, thanks for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. Zeke6629. Zeke6629. I just call him Zeke. I've been watching MMA since UFC. I think Joanna versus Weili was the best fight I've ever seen, and Jones versus Gus would be second. Where do you rate these Hall of Fame fights? Where do you rate it?
I think Joanna versus Weili was one of the best, certainly fights, and I think the best female fight. Maybe I thought they were actually going to do Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena 1 because that was it was short. But it's a great fight. They put it in the Hall of Fame last night. It deserves to be there. I think some of it is just what Joanna's head looked like because it wasn't. It was a fun fight. It was crazy looking at her head, but it wasn't like there weren't like crazy tide turns. It was just a very dominant performance. But yeah, for sure. And then Jones and Alexander, that was it might be the only. It was certainly the first time that John Jones was ever taken down. Gustafsson took him down. It was the only time anybody had ever taken him down, or the first. I think it's still the only. Did DC ever take him down?
No. I mean, took him down. He popped he took down, hit his knees and hands, and popped right back up, I believe.
But they probably didn't count it as a takedown. This was a genuine clean, hit a double, turned the corner, took down John Jones. Like, yeah, that was a wild fight. A lot of people think obviously Gustafsson won that fight, but then the rematch.
Yeah.
I mean, John Jones wins rematches, even if the first fights are stupid close.
Yeah, look, I thought the Joanna and Weili fight's one of the best fights I've ever seen, ever. And I'll second what Angelo said. That it probably had something to do with the tumor on her forehead, but ultimately it was that Joanna was piecing up Weili in the first 2 rounds, and then Weili came back in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th and dominated those. And didn't dominate those rounds, but definitely made it a fight and started taking over the fight. And that's what made it fun. That's what made that fight. Like Weili was I wouldn't say getting her ass beat, but she was getting pieced up. She had no answer for the speed, the reach, the movement, all of that from Joanna. And then she figured it out in rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
And she had success. So I think when you have those comeback stories, the Rocky type comeback stories is what makes for great fights. And they were slinging it. They were slinging the shit out of their punches and landing the clean.
Yeah, they got after it.
They got after it. It was a great fight. Gus and Jones, I was there live at that fight, and I thought Gus won the fight. I thought he did. And if he did, the first one. Yeah, obviously the first one. But yeah, definitely. So Zeke 6629, man, thank you so much for the super chat, the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, here we go. Down here, another one. Sorry, I'm scrolling all through. Brian Peckin, I had a fatty tumor. We neutral, my stealth as well.
He corrected that. Says removed as well.
Oh, removed as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the $5 super chat. Like, Angelo's got to get his removed. I have one on the back of my neck. My concern is when you get it removed, it leaves a little bit of an indentation. So you'll have a little bit of an indentation.
Yeah, I'm like a fucking unicorn. It's right here. It's not like hidden anywhere. My back. It's right. I'm literally like a unicorn. That's like the hair. Let's see if I can show it. Can you see the rays?
Yeah, you got a tumor.
You see that? Like, it's right there, dude. It's crazy.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, they got a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
MMA Freak 3031. Josh, if you can guess I'm assuming
country from my name.
From my name, Rinzen. I'll pay you $50. Angelo, my favorite podcaster. No, I'm assuming no bias. Ooh.
Don't start throwing out ethnicity. Jacob and I were guessing people's ethnicities.
Oh.
It's a dangerous game.
Rinzen.
It's a dangerous game. That seems like
yes.
Well, look at that. What's that profile picture? We get any skin there to judge?
No. Looks like a Subway though.
Rinzen could be part Asian potentially, or like Eastern European.
Yeah.
Rinzin
Like an Eastern
Kunayev.
Bloc, like an Eastern Bloc country.
Yeah, it could be like a Rinzin Kunayev or like a Rinzin
Kunayev.
It could be either one. A Rinzin could go either direction, like samurai or frozen tundra.
Let's
It's got to be an obscure country. If he says guess my country, I'll give you $50.
Of course.
It's got to be something we never heard of, like this big on a map.
I'm gonna go with Rinzin. I keep thinking like Ryzen, like the fight, Ryzen, the fight.
Maybe that's so Nakamoto.
No, Tibet. Am I right? Tibet.
I don't know. I would say, I don't know. Tanzania. Yeah. I'm just
Tanzania.
I went and I didn't go with the Asian or the Russian. I just
all right. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. MMA Freak 3031. I said Tibet. And it was probably some obscure country we've never even heard of. We didn't even realize.
Otherwise, why is he offering the money?
Yeah. Uzbekistan.
Oh, that's not his answer.
That's not his. Okay. I was like, okay.
I was like, that's too obvious.
I honestly, I was gonna go Uzbekistan, or I was gonna go gosh, what is it? Mongolian. I was gonna go Mongolian, Uzbekistan, or Tibet. One like somewhere in that.
We can't do it based off names. We need
you can't. I know you
can't.
We
need face pictures. That's what Jake and I were doing, and it is a dangerous game.
It is very dangerous.
Look, it's a dangerous game, dude.
You racist.
Very quickly.
Someone said Madagascar, Indian. Someone said USA. It could be USA. If you're in US, you probably, could have been born here and still just have that name. You never know.
Well, all these words are missing multiple letters, so I doubt it's America.
Brian Peckin. Again, remove the tumor also. Yeah, you should remove it. I think Angelo does need to remove it.
I know. It's just
I think you should. I got to get mine done too. Maybe we go together and we can hold each other's hands.
The discount?
The discount. Yeah, give us a better discount. Okay, Raul Rosas Jr. versus Rob Font. Angelo, I gotta tell you, man. I was watching this fight going, Angelo called it, because I thought for sure that Rob Font was going to be able to defend one or two takedowns. He
has no takedown defense at all.
I know he has no takedown defense. I thought because he was 38 years old and a man's man, like he's a true man. Like Rojas Jr. is finally legal to drink. He just became legal to drink. He hasn't hit manhood yet. You can see it in his body. I was like, okay, he's gonna remember Chase Hooper when he got destroyed. Who did he get destroyed by? He got destroyed by
Steve Garcia. Broke that dude in half.
Yes.
Steve Garcia just moved forward, destroyed his face, and kept moving.
And so my thoughts were like, okay, we're gonna see something similar to that. Didn't see it at all. Rojas Jr.'s man just took him down, controlled, dominated.
Rob Font even came out like this. Like his stance was,
yes,
he was fighting like
still
full bent over in a stance. So dumb.
Oh, still no
takedown. I get it. You're worried about the takedown, but like, dude, how about we work on range control and front kicks? Like bending over like this. What are you doing? There goes.
Yeah.
You have a striking advantage and you just destroyed it by hunching over with your hands are over your knees. What are we doing?
Yeah, it was very strange, man. Very
strange. They overcomplicated that. Like they overcomplicated that. Like, and you, Firas Zahabi's a world famous coach. He's done a lot for George St. Pierre, a bunch of other people, but they overcomplicated that. It's like, dude, grapplers and strikers have been fighting with a clash of styles since this whole thing started.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody invented a new stance to get there. Just be you. Understand that Vegas doesn't care about empty takedowns. Every single one of those Raul Rosas takedowns were empty. He didn't climb the body. He didn't throw any strikes. Raul Rosas is boring as shit. He is as boring as people are pretending Charles Oliveira was. He at no point attempted anything meaningful. He would get the takedown, hang on the waist, and he would just, that was it. He stood there. I feel like if Rob Font had his normal stance and just popped the jab over and over and over, scrambled like crazy on the ground, he might have stolen a decision. It's exactly, I do a thing called the safety parlay. It's like a parlay that I just stamp as like, this is going to hit. And it hits, 70% of the time, which in sports betting is ridiculous. This week, I got smoked because I put Luke Fernandez in there. I'm a moron. That's on me. It was going to be Raul Rosas. but I was worried about it because I had PTSD from when Rob Font beat Gene Matsumoto, because he didn't beat Gene Matsumoto. He got screwed on the scorecards, but those judges literally were like, we don't care about Gene's 5 takedowns. They don't matter to us. And if he fought that fight last night and was just throwing hands, it just blows my mind. You tell me if this was ever a conversation in the gym. It blows my mind that people aren't like, hey, you're going to get taken down. It's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Just do what you do on the feet. And if you get taken down, just make a mess of it, get out of there and do it over. Don't worry about the freaking takedown. It's going to happen. You're not going to stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just got to pull the trigger. Try to catch something coming in, throw the knees up the middle, throw the push kicks up to the face. Keep him loyal to his stand-up. Otherwise, he's just going to walk you down and jump in on the legs and be able to get you down. And that's exactly what happened every time. And the other thing, Rob Font was throwing haymakers. If you're afraid of being taken down, what are you doing throwing huge overhand rights and big left hooks? What are you doing? It should be just jab down right below at the chest, jab the chest, uppercuts here and there, couple big right hands. But man, he was just chasing after him, throwing big overhand rights. I almost felt like he bet on himself to lose. It was like, look, I'm going to get taken down, get controlled. But it just was one of those.
Fighters don't change, man. Fighters don't change.
Out of 38 years old.
He always had shit takedown defense. He still has shit takedown defense. We were just fooled into thinking, well, first of all, Raul was the favorite and pretty much everybody picked him. So this shouldn't be a surprise. But we were just, people were fooled a little bit by the Gene Matsumoto performance from Rob Font. But I don't know what the UFC does with Raul Rosas here, because at one point, he's 17 years old. He was the youngest fighter. His parents had to literally sign a permission slip for him to fight. Then he had a couple of wins, hype prospect. Things are going well. He does the chi-wee-wee thing, starting to get some fans. But now he's boring as hell. He's not like this crazy young guy. I mean, he's still young. He's 21. But now he's boring as hell. Like, I can't imagine he's cheap anymore. So he's going to get to the point where he's going to be expensive. And where's the return? Because the fan base isn't really there for him, because his fights kind of stink. And then did you see at the press conference, he was like, all right, we're going to do a chi-wee-wee. 1, 2, 3, chi-wee-wee. And like 4 people did it. Like it did not go well at all. So it's like, what the hell do you do with this kid? Like, it's okay to be a grapple heavy guy. Look at Charles Oliveira. It's okay to be a grapple heavy guy, but he doesn't even attempt to finish. Nothing. He throws no strikes. He doesn't climb the back. He literally, they were hip to hip and he held the waist. He never attempted to swing the leg over. Nothing. Not one attempt to improve and try to finish. Nothing.
Yeah, the scary part, this puts him, he's in the rankings now at number 13, 14, somewhere in there. He's 21 years old. I don't know if he can beat Kyler Phillips. I don't know if he can beat, he definitely can't beat Peyton Talbot. I mean,
Ronnie Barcelos out wrestled Peyton Talbot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is, where he's going to struggle is like, he might get all these takedowns, but if you're not worried about anything on the ground, it's a lot easier to scramble your way out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm not worried, like Max couldn't scramble with Charles because Charles will snatch something up in an instant. So it literally is like, I'm going to hold this hand and see if I can get my hips out.
Yeah.
But if you're grappling with Raul, do whatever the hell you want, dude. Like he's not going to do whatever you want, make a mess of it and just get out of there. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's Murderer's Row, I think, above him. You got Vinicius Oliveira, you've got Peyton Talbot, you got Marlon Vera, you got David Martinez, Mario Batista, Figgy, Zahabi, Song Yadong. Like, what do you do with him now that he's in the rankings? At 21 years old, I felt like they should have just kept giving him guys that he could have potentially built on. You need to start working on your striking.
I think that's what this was.
Oh, no. I mean, they need to give him guys he can strike with.
Here's an old man you can take down.
Yeah. I don't know. Drew Dober and Michael Johnson, there was a lot of line movement in this. They actually took it off.
You guessed that dude's country.
Oh, I did?
He super chatted it. You guessed his country. It was Tibet. I swear to God, I'm not. Look.
Oh, I'm surprised. Tibet is my country. Shut your front whore mouth. How did you know? Look, I was thinking like Azerbaijan, or I was thinking Mongolia, or I was thinking like Tibet. It had to be one of those obscure ones. But people don't know about my country. My origin is Tibet. I'm Tibetan, but you're Canadian.
Is he a monk?
But you live in Canada, I'm assuming. So was I supposed to guess the Canadian version of you or the Tibetan version of you? But regardless,
Canadian version of you.
With that name, I would have said obviously I said Tibet. Thanks for the $7 super chat. I know you said you'd give me $50, but hey, I got a good guess. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Thanks so much for the $7 super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. And I had a couple other ones up here. Let's go ahead and Drew Dober and Michael Johnson. There was a lot of line movement. Ton of line movement. FanDuel took it down completely. DraftKings got rid of all the prop vets and just left it up there, but they left it up there with an earlier betting line before shit started getting wild. So they stopped, I guess, taking bets on it at like noon or something during the day. And actually, the earlier betting line basically had it at even money. And so it was kind of like really no risk to them to leave it there at that point. Obviously, the betting line had nothing to do with the outcome of the fight.
These guys, exactly what happened. Yeah, the fight wasn't rigged, but the betting line, the steaming of the line was correct.
Yeah, wild, right? Wild.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, I started looking at the line going, look, if Michael Johnson ends up being a heavy underdog, I was actually leaning like, all right, maybe I'll just take him to see what it is. Because Michael Johnson, speed-wise, length and reach, speed-wise and length and reach, I was like, Michael has a good chance of winning this fight. And I love Drew Dober. He's been on my show twice. He's actually been on it 3 times. He was a co-host for me on my Tuesday Night Live show once. The guy's just a great guy, man. And you saw the video of him and Michael Johnson having a conversation the day before at weigh-ins. You know, hey, man, I'm not trying to be this. I'm not trying to be that. You know,
he was thanking him. He was like, thank you for uploading that clip of you and I just being cool. He's like, people genuinely think I'm a racist. And he said, I felt bad for him when he said this. He was like, my niece at school, people are like, you know, your uncle's racist, right? Mm-hmm. And it obviously all just stems from just what he does to black fighters in the octagon. But that's just I
was going to ask you what this all came from, because I've never heard of people saying that he's racist.
It just started. There's 2 things that he's never actually done something racist, right? He's never been caught saying the N-word or doing anything like that. It started from somebody a few years ago put together a highlight that was like Drew Dober fighting white guys, and he's losing, he's getting beat. Matt Favola's knocking him out, and then it's like Drew Dober fighting black dudes, and he's just beating the shit out of Terrence McKinney, like, and it's just that, and it was just like, oh, racially motivated Drew Dober. So that's how it started, and then somebody got him with a super chat where they wrote Negro, Knee grow, and they were asking about injuries. So he read it and like fell into that trap. So it's not real. Like, it's not based in anything real. And it was like, you know, it's the MMA community thinks it's funny, which I totally get. It's all last night does is further the whole look what happens when he fights a black guy. So like, that's where it came from. But that's why when him and Michael Johnson were cool, he was like, dude, thank you. Because Michael Johnson was the one recording. He was like, thank you for uploading that. Like, people, it's just a stupid meme, but people think it's real. And then the comments on that, because then Michael Johnson also posted that. And all the comments were like, Drew, we don't actually think that, dude. It's just all in good fun. So
if you guys have seen my shows with Drew, man, he's such a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Just the salt of the earth kind of guy, and just great to talk with. And I'll probably have him on again, maybe this week or the following week. He's just a great guy, man. I love, you know, all the things he's been through, you know, losing a child and just everything like that, man. He's just been a great person, man. Love it. So I'm glad he's having success. I'm friends with Michael Johnson as well. And so it sucks seeing one of your friends lose. People, you've kind of come up fighting. You know, I was supposed to fight Michael Johnson. The Bobby Green fight that I had was because Michael Johnson had to pull out. But overall, man, but sad to see one of them go down. But hey, great fight. I thought great knockout by Drew Dober. Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno.
Wait, no. Back up. We talk about the damn line movement, dude. It was newsworthy.
It was.
So, yeah, and my most viral tweet ever. Because I talked about it.
14 views? 14?
No,
15?
it was like 70,000.
Oh, wow. Go ahead. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me.
No, basically, I assume everybody knows what happened, including this absolute weirdo. One of your moderators is obsessed with me in a negative way. Very bizarre behavior. So the line movement, obviously, Michael Johnson was the favorite, a small favorite, minus 110, minus 120. All week long, the odds were basically there, minus 110, dead even, all right there, easy breezy level. And then yesterday, a couple hours before the fight, the line went berserk and Drew Dober became more than a 2-1 favorite. So people are like, what's going on here? 2 fights in a row where Michael Johnson has suspicious line movement. But my whole take on this, which I ended up being absolutely correct, my whole take on this was it was FOMO. It was FOMO. People were talking about Drew Dober all week. People wanted to bet Drew Dober all week. And some people did. Fight day is when the vast majority of bets come in. So he officially flipped to a favorite on fight day. And when he flipped to a favorite, a couple random people looking for engagement on Twitter like, uh-oh, is this suspicious? And then as soon as people saw that, after what happened with Isaac Togarrian and Michael Johnson's last fight, as soon as people saw that, people were like, I don't want to miss out on this. So they all just started betting on him. And it was literal FOMO and like panic buying that sent that line to the moon. And Dana White even said it in the post-fight press conference, because they're like, was there any suspicious activity? He's like, none. Which means it was literally the public creating a narrative and then more people buying it. It's like what happened with toilet paper during COVID. One person said, we're running out of toilet paper. So everybody bought 10-year supplies of toilet paper. It was the exact same thing. And it's funny to see, and that's going to happen more often. Now, in this case, it worked for people because he ended up winning. But it didn't. He was losing that entire fight until he landed that big shot.
I bought bidet toilets during COVID because I don't want to deal with that shit of the toilet paper. I went and bought toilets and just put them in my house so I didn't have to worry about it. It worked out perfectly.
I'd rather wait for some toilet paper before I just shoot cold water up my ass.
Yeah, you got to be honest, man. I'm going to save thousands of dollars.
No, toilet paper is not that expensive.
And it's not cold water. It's not cold.
A year. What do you eat?
You can warm the water.
How do you get hot water? Oh, you have to. Now you have a special one with a heater built into it.
No, there's heated seats, and how do you think they heat the seats?
What kind of bathroom do you have? I don't have an electrical outlet next to the toilet.
No, buddy. Come on, man. You don't understand how this works.
How are you getting electricity to this heated toilet?
They put warm water and it heats up the toilet seats. That's the bidets now all come with heated toilet seats.
How is there warm water? There's only one water.
It shoots warm water. It shoots warm water through the.
Where is the warm water coming from?
It's coming from your water main, where you get your sink water from.
There's only one. There's 2 waters that come out, hot, cold.
Yes.
And in the bathroom by the toilet, there's only one, and it's cold. Does your house have 2?
Has 2.
Oh, so
must have 2. I don't know, but I get warmer. I get warm water to my toilet seats.
Fancy. That's piss. You're pissing. No, here's the thing. Your wiener is so small. You're peeing on your own nuts.
Wow.
Because your nuts hang below. You're peeing on your own nuts. That's the warm sensation.
That's some little dick energy right there. Talking about another man's dick is little dick energy. Little dick energy. You get the tumor on the head, you get the little dick energy. Zeke6629. I know I passed over this. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it now. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Right here. What do you think of Patchy's loss and what happened to Patchy since Bellator? Let me just tell you, I don't know what happened to him. I've talked before about how I thought how great he was. I thought he was a good fighter. I thought he was a great fighter. Ultimately, like when you lose one, it starts affecting your mindset. He took that fight on short notice against Mario Batista. Didn't go well. Didn't go well, and people just jumped on him and criticized him. Never did he try to get a takedown in that fight. This is the way that I've always thought. Patchy Mix needs to take a page out of either Cain Velasquez in the second fight with Junior Dos Santos, where he just walked across the cage and just threw big shots and then shot takedowns. Didn't care what he looked like doing it. Chasing around on his ankles, on his hands and knees, trying to get the ankle pick. He did not care. And then he did the same thing too. Charles Oliveira did to Max last night. Punched his way in, got right to the clinch, got right to the single leg, and then worked his way to the body lock, lift, scoop, and then take him down. When you are 5'11" and 135 pounds, get the takedown. Body locks are there all day long. Work your way up, elevate them off their toes, learn how to get takedowns in those positions. He hasn't quite figured that out yet. I don't know what it is. He's still shooting double legs. And also, too, as he gets hit, he shuts down. He stops shooting. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. He did it against Juan Archuleta in his very first loss of his career. And then now in this fight last night, he did it with the Batista fight. He did it with the Wixlack fight. As soon as he starts getting hit, he shuts down. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. He hasn't made the adjustment. And ultimately, it comes down to this. Let me hit you and see if your thing,
I don't do this for a living.
Your vag gets wet.
I don't do
opens
it for a
right
living.
up.
If it's your job, like,
yeah, he needs look. And the other thing that I had heard though too is that he was at Extreme Couture's all the time. Things were going well, and something happened. I don't know if there was some beef there. I don't know what it is, but then he started bouncing from gym to gym and training at locations. He wasn't at one spot the full time. I don't know why, and I can't say that that's affecting his performance. I don't know why it's affecting his performance. But if you take a look at Tatiana Suarez as well, she hasn't looked fantastic in the last year and a half. You know, she didn't have a great title shot, and I know she's still getting some wins, but the two of them together, they're great. They're great at what they do. They're good on the ground, but ultimately both need to work on their stand-up. They need to get with some really good strikers, and they need to get with some good wrestlers that know how to create the transition from striking to wrestling. And they haven't done that yet. I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know why. I don't know why they haven't done it, but they have to fix that. They're going to have to fix that. Zeke6629, thanks, man, for the super chat. I appreciate you. And then
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you have another super chat. Get to it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them that we overlooked. Okay, Brian Peckin, best Italian dish, and how is it not chicken marsala? I don't know. That's an Italian question.
Mushrooms.
Go right ahead.
That's mushrooms. You got to like mushrooms to like chicken marsala. I don't like mushrooms. I'll go chicken francese, but the best Italian meal on the planet. There's that famous show where they ask celebrities like, "What's your favorite meal?" And they're like, the primrose salad from this expensive whatever. And the Tibet, it's like, shut the fuck. My favorite meal is my mother's chicken cutlets because she beats the shit out of them. They're paper thin. My mother's chicken cutlets, and then she makes a pasta sauce, which is like super fast. She squeezes it with her hands to break it all up, throw some capers in there. It's like kind of sweet. And then she makes a salad. It's just lettuce, salt, and lemon and olive oil. Boom.
Yes.
That combo, best meal on the planet. That is that is my last meal.
I love the the lemon, salt, and like just I
lemon,
love
salt, and olive oil. That's it.
Yeah. When I make my salmon, I just do a ton of lemon on it, a little bit of salt, a tiny bit of seasoning, like a very little. Fuck, it's money, man. It's money. Yeah. Hey, why you guys got to keep picking on me, man? I see somebody here, Froggy Frog 8084. Bro, I have really bad allergies and Texas allergies. Like Angela was talking about his daughter this morning, was coughing all night. I get the same shit, man.
You and her are the same height and both nerds, so I can vouch.
Your daughter's very tall, by the way. She's extremely tall.
For her age.
Yeah, she's really tall for her age. What is she, like 7?
Yeah,
she's probably like 5'1".
She's freak tall, and maybe she's either gonna be 6'3" or she's just hit
she's just done
early,
or she's done growing.
She grew early.
One of the two. I can't imagine she's gonna be shorter than 5'11". I can't imagine her being shorter than 5'11".
Yesterday, so we had volleyball for my oldest yesterday, and then we literally got home, and Tiffany's like, "How tall were you at your tallest?" Because I'm actively shrinking, and I was like, I don't know, 6'2.5". I say 6'3", but right there, and she was like, "Okay." I was like, "Why? Like, why are you asking me? This felt insulting." She's like, "I'm just trying to figure out how tall they'll be." And she's just looking at the girls. It's like, you don't know, man. Like, they might just stop or they might hit a growth. Who the hell knows? We'll see what happens.
I feel like Olivia is going to be in that 5'11" to 6 foot range.
She might,
because I mean, you think about it. Like, now this is obviously a slap at me, and I'm make fun of my own stuff. But her legs are probably at 7 years old. They're probably the same height as my legs. I have short legs and a longer upper torso body. She has long legs, like just all legs at 7, 8 years old. Yeah. She stands next to me. I'm like, you're right here. She's got to be 5 foot. She's got to be 5 foot. You know,
well, volleyball. Let's hope I don't have to pay for college.
Degenerate MMA fan, Razabali Jadulayev is the Ryzen 145 champ. He will be the champ of the UFC. Patchy would stand no chance against him. Very true. I mean, right now he didn't stand a chance last night the other night against the guy that he fought.
19-year-old.
Yeah.
Or wasn't that dude like 19 or something? Just beat wild, the piss out of him. I mean, it sucks. it sucks. I mean, the problem is Patchy didn't have like the greatest level of competition coming into these big fights. So it's like, what was he? What isn't he? And you know, it sucks. An unfortunate losing skid, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. Brian Peckin, you don't like mushrooms. I want all my money back.
Fuck mushrooms and fuck eggplant. I hate eggplant. I'll eat mushrooms. Like mushrooms I just don't really like them.
Like
I'll eat them.
Psychedelic mushrooms?
No, I can't do. I can't smoke. I can't do gummies. None of it.
Yeah.
I need to be of sound mind. I'll drink. I'll get tipsy, but my brain's still operating. No, because I want to be coherent. What's funny is I was filming my recap last. That was a butt. When he did it, it was a butthole. Last night, I now film my recaps immediately after each fight. Like the fight ended. Here are my thoughts, and I stitch it together. I find that.
Do you leave it just running? Do you run it
for my vlog? Pause it. Well, for my vlogs, I leave it running just in case something crazy happens. You get a good reaction. For normal fight, I don't hit record till the fight's over. I recap it and then whatever.
And then do you hit stop and then record again?
Yeah. I hit record.
Am
I explaining how cameras work? I hit record. It records
on this, but I'm saying you do it on your
talking, and then I hit stop. No, I don't do it on this. I have a camera.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. I thought you were doing it on here.
No.
I was like, gosh, man, that's a lot of back and forth watching the fights come in and record real quick, and then run back and come in and record real quick. Yeah, interesting.
No. I filmed my recap video. Some of it's in the suit for the daddy-daughter dance. Some of it's in this chair. Some of it's in my media room. It's just wherever I was at the moment as soon as I saw the fight. Where this turned into I can't do drugs. I don't like drugs. I can't smoke. I can't do any of that because I like to be coherent. Last night, I filmed the Raul Rosas. My neighbor walked over. I filmed the Rosas recap, and he's like, dude, that's an art. I was like, what? And he's not like nice to me. So for him to like compliment me was like, okay. I was like, what? And he was like, you just did that. No breaks, no ums. That would have taken me 12 takes. And I was like, well, I haven't drank. I haven't drank. And this is what I do. I talk. So yeah, I could do it. I was like,
yeah, you can get it out. That's for sure. Brian Peckett, thanks for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, buddy. I love you, Josh Thompson. You are a legend. Oh, look at that. I love it. Thank you.
That wasn't even a super chat.
I know. I'm going to just say
self-absorbed.
I need to build self-confidence. I need to build some self-confidence there. All right, look, is there any other fights on this card you want? Let's talk about the Cody Garbrandt fight in Long Xiao.
2 points.
2 points. Okay, so people were talking about like, hey, if he's definitely won the fight, you know, he's all these things. And Long Xiao had won the first 2 rounds. It was very obvious that he won the first 2 rounds.
No,
it was not.
I disagree with you.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to me, Goose.
I thought Cody won that first round. I thought it was
Cody get dropped with a head kick.
No, he ate it. That's what was crazy. He just ate it. Nothing happened.
Got it.
And which is nuts because it's like, whoa, this dude had no chin. He's on the Glover. Went from no chin to randomly a chin all of a sudden. Alexander or Andre Arlovsky, same thing. He ate that head kick. I thought he won the first round. I thought 2 judges gave him the first round. The second round is what was close. The third round, so I think I picked Cody Garbrandt to win that fight. I think Cody would have won that fight even without the nut shots. And to counter that, somebody may say, but he didn't. Look at the scorecards. But the 2 nut shots and the 3 nut shots and the 2-point deduction changed how he fought. And not change how he fought because his testicles might have exploded. Change how he fought because he knew he was up, so he was running. So I thought he won the first round. I thought the second round was very close. And I thought he would have won the third round as well, but he decided to run because he was up on the scorecard. So, like, even this dude is saying Cody ran and blah, blah, blah. He ran because he was up on the scorecards. Like, he's not trying to risk a loss. If those 2 points aren't taken away and it's just a fight, I still think he wins because I think he fights the third round the way he was going to fight the third round. And then also I saw people complaining that the guy got blasted in the nuts. I am far more sympathetic to somebody getting blasted in the nuts multiple times than I am an eye poke.
Yeah.
Because I have nuts.
Well, did you see the video where he was throwing, or did you see the part where he was throwing up in the bucket?
No, I heard them talking about it, but I didn't quite see him actually throw up into the bucket.
Okay, so he put his head into the bucket. So let me just tell you this, that by rules, Stan, he's not allowed to continue if he threw up. So he must not have thrown up.
Why?
We've just had the dry heaves.
I've seen fighters throw up.
No,
before.
you cannot. You cannot throw up inside the cage. It's against the rules. You cannot.
Maybe you can't throw up on the floor.
No, you just can't throw up.
Really?
You will not be allowed to continue if you throw up. So he must have been dry heaving.
What if I drank too much water real quick?
Nope, doesn't matter. Cannot throw up.
Is that real?
Yep. That's real. It's in the rules. It's in the rules. Somebody actually posted the rule last night on X. And like, hey, yeah. But then also too, Big John's talked about it before. I cornered John Fitch when he fought Shoney Carter. Shoney Carter, right towards the end of the fight, he just turns over and throws up. Done. Fight's done.
We've seen people shit their pants and continue. You can shit your pants and continue, but you can't throw up.
I don't know if people knew that they had shit their pants while the fight was going on.
You could see it. Yeah. Who was it? Was it Tim Sylvia? Like literally,
could have just been a strong fart.
Yeah,
could have just been a strong fart.
Soaked brown.
Could have been a powerful fart.
Saying you can't throw up is crazy because, like, I mean, you've been in wrestling. People throw up and they just keep going. Like it happens.
No.
You just push too hard. Sometimes I've had it. I haven't like thrown up involuntarily, but I've had like drank way too much water and I was like, oh God, and then just made myself throw up half the water. Yeah. So it's like I'm shocked that that's just a straight up rule. You're not like, oh, DQ, you threw up. I understand if you throw up in the middle of the octagon. But like if I drink a bunch of water and then
what happens if you drink a bunch of water and you throw up in the middle of the octagon? Does that mean you can't?
If you throw up in the middle of the octagon, they got to clean it up. It's disgusting. Get out of here, asshole. You're filthy. If you throw up in the corner when you can, in a controlled bucket, what are we doing? Who cares?
I don't understand what you're talking about. This guy right here. He's like, hey, we're talking about Michael Johnson. What is there to talk about? Michael Johnson was looking good. Then he got clipped. He got hit with a straight shot, put his lights out. We talked about the Drew Dober and Michael Johnson fight.
And we talked about Michael Johnson's last loss was Diego Ferreira put his lights out too. Bad.
Michael Johnson is on towards the end. We all know that he's 38, I believe is how old he is, maybe 39. Yeah, man. Like, look, I want to see him keep fighting because he still has speed, he still has power. I mean, he hit Drew with some big shots, but ultimately, like, he's got to start making that decision. We know the end is coming close. Any other fights on this card you want to talk about? Because we still have the White House card to go through.
I'll just say one, just a general thing real quick. So obviously this was on CBS for 2 hours between 7 and 9 Central Time. That got you the Dante Johnson, Cody Brundage fight, the Cody Garbrandt fight, then Gregor Rodriguez and Drew Dober, right? Those 4 fights were on CBS, first time ever. And after the Dante Johnson fight and then the Cody Garbrandt fight, I was like, dude, they might be pissed. They put Cody Brundage on there with the assumption of like, all right, Cody Brundage, the dude, kind of a head case, but his fights are exciting. And then like, we can showcase Dante Johnson. Instead, they got a 15-minute weird fight where Dante Johnson was on his back for the whole first 5 minutes. In the second round, he has Cody Brundage in a front headlock for 5 minutes. In the third round, basically nothing happened. All while the commentators were talking about how weird Dante Johnson's stance is and his knees are locked. And it's like, that's literal worst case scenario. The fight was boring and you can't even promote the kid because every bit of audio was like, he sucks. He's not who he should be. And then we get the Cody Garbrandt fight, which when they were actually fighting was exciting when they were actually, but we had 10 minutes of shaking his nuts out. And this is on CBS. Like, then fine, Gregor Rodriguez gets a finish in a minute. So I was like, all right. And then Drew Dober, like that one was good. I actually wonder if people were like, perfect, this was amazing. Or if they were like, damn, dude, you really can't predict what the hell's going to happen in these fights.
You can't. When you have fighters that normally go out there and gunsling it, you never know what they're going to decide, especially if they're coming off of a loss. You don't know if they're going to revert to a different way of fighting to try to get that win, or if they're going to continue doing what they do because they know this is what they do the best. You never know. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our UFC 326 talk. Let's go ahead and jump right into the White House card. Here is the White House card. You've got Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje as the main event. Alex Mejia versus Cyril Gane, which, by the way, I had said during our midweek show that we had filmed, this was the fight that I wanted to see. We got the better fight We got the better heavyweight fight. I don't give a shit. No disrespect to Jon Jones. He's had a great career. He's done great things. I did not want to see Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones. This fight, someone's going to get knocked out. This fight will take place on the feet. All of you guys that are complaining about what just happened with Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, you're not going to get that in this fight. You're not going to get it. You're going to get Alex Pereira and Cyril Gane are going to stand. There's going to be a trade there. Then you've got Sean O'Malley and Amin Zahabi. If I had one complaint, where the fuck is Corey Sandhagen? Why am I getting
so brutal, dude? It's so brutal. And I blame Sean O'Malley because Corey clearly wants it. And Sean O'Malley was like, oh, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to wait for a title shot. Well, clearly he's not. So now Sean O'Malley's cherry picking opponents, and that's bullshit. This makes me like, screw him, dude.
Yeah, if I had one knock on this card, it's that fight. It's that fight. How do I get Sean O'Malley and not Corey Sandhagen for this fight? It doesn't make 100%. Any damn sense. And no, it's no jab at Zahabi whatsoever.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. He's earned this fight. He's on like a 6-fight win streak. He beat Jose Aldo. He's earned this fight. But all the fans want Sean and Corey. That's what the fans want. That's what Corey wants. So Sean O'Malley, I'm guessing here. I have to assume turned down that fight. I have to assume that's what happened. Why wouldn't the UFC have tried to do that one over this one? So of course they tried to do that, and of course Sean O'Malley turned it down.
Mauricio Ruffy and Michael Chandler. I knew this fight was coming. The Michael Chandler fight, I knew was going to be on there. Wasn't sure if it was going to be Ruffy, but I had heard rumblings it was going to be Ruffy. They're not doing him any favors now, but this is a favor of him being on this card. Michael Chandler. Bo Nickel, don't really care. Like I could have.
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say my favorite tweet, I retweeted it, said, I heard President Trump specifically asked for Kyle Dawkins to be on this card.
I did see that. I was like,
I cracked up when I saw that.
Bo Nickel on there with Kyle Dawkins. Bo Nickel's obviously played golf with Trump, and there's maybe something there. They've built maybe a relationship, and they maybe having him on there. But to me, the fight that is getting overlooked the most on this card is Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia. This is how you want to start a card. Unless this turns into a Charles and Max fight, which I doubt it will, I think you're going to have Steve Garcia and Diego Lopez are out there just gunslinging it, throwing down. This would be the way to kick off the White House card. Absolutely kick it off on the South Lawn. Fantastic. I'm not mad at the card, guys. Like I'm not. We always knew we were going to get Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. We always knew it. What we didn't know is if we were going to slide, if it was going to be Jon Jones or Alex, or if it was going to be Cyril Gane or Alex. We always knew we were getting Alex. We just didn't know the other side. So don't act surprised that we got Cyril Gane and we got the better fight. Don't be mad. Don't be upset. Be happy because Jon Jones would have went out there, taken Alex down, and just dominated from the top position. And we would have got a Charles, not even Charles, we would have got a DDP type situation. Maybe a finish, maybe not a finish, but I like this. I like this card. The only fight that I am truly mad about is the Sean O'Malley not fighting Corey Sandhagen, and this is no jab at Zahabi. Just everyone wants that fight. Everyone's been begging for that. Corey Sandhagen was all over the internet yesterday and the day before. Hey, where you at, Sean? Why have you not signed the contract? How come we're not fighting? This is the fight to be made. And then Sean O'Malley gets announced to fight Zahabi. Disappointed.
Yeah, it's funny. So I mentioned earlier what I started doing for my recap videos, and I did it as self-preservation because otherwise I'm sitting here till 3 a.m. filming recaps. So I started filming immediately following fights. Fight's over. Here's my thoughts right now in the moment. I did that with the White House announcement for last night. I said, all right, here's my in-the-moment raw reaction. We just saw this. And my instant reaction was I was disappointed. And now that I've gone to bed and absorbed it, it's like, this is actually a very good card. But I think in the moment I was disappointed because I don't know what I expected, but this was like built up as the biggest thing in history. I mean, there were ridiculous rumors like GSP's coming back to fight Islam. Like there were insane rumors that were never true, but you start reading it, you start seeing it, and you convince yourself this is going to be the biggest thing that's ever happened. I disagree with you. I agree where you're saying Jon Jones versus Alex might have been the literal fight might not have been as exciting as this one, but I disagree in that that's a bigger fight. That's a much bigger fight.
It is a bigger. I didn't say that. It is a bigger fight. But when we did our breakdown in the midweek, I said, yeah, the bigger fight is Jon Jones versus Alex. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. But the better fight is Cyril Gane versus Alex. That's the better fight for the fans.
I think if it was Alex versus Jon Jones, nobody would be like, this card's disappointing. I think an interim title fight with Cyril, I think that's why people are a little disappointed. But either way, it is a good card. It just took me a little while to process that because I don't know what I was expecting. And I just saw it. I was like, because I think Sean O'Malley, Eamon, Michael Chandler, Mauricio Ruffy, fun, but doesn't really matter. Bo Nickel, Kyle, that actually might suck. Diego Lopez, Steve Garcia, that's super fun, but that's an Apex main event. You know what I mean? So I now sitting here, what, 12, I think, about 12 hours. No, less than 12 hours after they announced it. I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is a good card. I'm looking forward to it. In the moment, immediately, I was like, that's it. And we will not know. Dana was very clear. I'm not telling you what fight fell out, but he said it was not Jon Jones. He was like, Jon Jones, we were talking to him, but he was never being seriously considered for this card. And then Dana said, I'm not going to tell you about the fight that fell through because of the circumstance of how it fell through. It sounds like whoever it was, there might've been a personal thing. You know what I mean? Like not an injury, like he almost was like, it's not anybody's business. It's not anybody's business why this person's not fighting. So I'm not going to tell you who it is. It's like, okay.
I think what happened was we've been talking about this thing for 6 months. The buildup had been the anticipation, very much how the fight in Vegas at the Sphere. All this, it's gonna be the greatest fight. It's gonna be this, gonna be that. The presentation in the Sphere was fucking amazing.
It was even at home watching it was like, wow.
Yeah, amazing. So when we have things like this where Dana just builds it up and builds it up and builds it up, and everyone's speculating, it's never gonna live up to the hype. It's like that friend that you go to lunch with, and all they do, and they've been telling you about this one restaurant fucking for months and months, how great the tortillas are. And then you show up and you're like, they're just a fucking tortilla.
Wildly specific example.
You know what I mean? Like, because this has happened to me before.
It's just like,
dude kept telling me how great the fucking tortillas were. And I'm like, bro, these are just fucking tortillas. They're good. They're doughy.
Have you had the HEB buttered tortillas?
Yes, I have.
Those are good tortillas.
Yeah,
Get
man.
It warm.
You make those with the quesadillas. You make that. Oh,
I got a whole crock pot of birria tacos right there.
Do you really?
People are mailing me recipes because I said I'm making a cookbook. So people are mailing me recipes and I'm cooking it on the vlogs. And they mailed me a crock pot birria taco recipe. First of all, dirt cheap. I didn't know
birria, not birria. It's birria. But go ahead.
I am a whole.
I'm Mexican, so I guess whatever. Go right ahead.
The shit is like $13 worth of meat. It's dirt cheap, and it was in the crock pot for like 10 hours. I didn't even fully shred it. I didn't even put it in the tortilla. I just put a fork to it and took a bite. I was like, oh my God, like these are unbelievable.
I can see that. I can see you just taking a fork to it. I can just skip the rest of it. I don't have the patience to make the rest. You're the guy that's literally sampling the shit you make. Just sampling everything you make. It was midnight
last night, and the house has been smelling like it all day. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got these. And I took a bite. I was like, oh my God.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull these up right here. These are the betting odds on this. What are your thoughts on this? You got Topuria as a minus 550 over Justin Gaethje at a plus 400. You got Gane as a minus 210 over Alex at a plus 180. O'Malley minus 400. Sahabi is a plus 300. Ruffy is a minus 700 plus 500. These odds are wildly one-sided, except for the Lopez Garcia fight. I mean, which is very close, which is also kind of a little bit one-sided.
Still one-sided,
but closer.
I agree with Topuria Gaethje. I agree with Gane and Alex. I agree with Ruffy and Chandler. I agree with Nickel and Dawkins. Sean O'Malley, Aben Zahabi, that's going to get bet down. That's way closer. Some people don't think Sean O'Malley won his last fight. And Aben Zahabi's a better fighter. And then now we have Lopez Garcia. That's another one that'll get bet down because Steve Garcia is a dog.
He's got the longest active win streak right now, I think, in the UFC. Is what you were saying, 2 weeks ago?
In the weight class.
Okay.
It's like 6 fights, 5 of them are knockouts. And the only person he didn't knock out was Calvin Kattar. Who's not a knockoutable guy. Like these odds are mostly fine. Sean O'Malley should not be a 4-1 favorite over Amin Zahabi, and I'm a known Amin Zahabi hater. He should not be a 4-1 favorite over Amin.
What do you got against? Crazy. He's Canadian, right? What do you got against Canadians?
Boring as fuck. Not all Canadians, but Amin is just boring as shit, dude. Boring as fuck. And he didn't beat Jose Aldo. That was bullshit.
Oh, him and Ariel, they gotta go to a show twinning together.
Yeah.
They look exactly alike, man. No disrespect to
why would it be disrespect? You're just saying they're ugly?
No disrespect to the Zahabi.
Yeah. No, that's like in The Office where he's like, I'm Mexican. And he's like, is there a nicer way to say that?
Yeah, there's not.
What? No, I'm Mexican. What do you mean? It's not.
I tell everyone.
It's not your brain made that an insult. It's not an insult. That's my ethnicity. So you just did that with Aaron. Oh, sorry. Like, why are we apologize? You said they look alike. To apologize implies you think he's ugly.
All right, so UFC 326. Give me the rate on the card: 1 through 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the shittiest.
Am I factoring in the stream shutting off in the fourth round of the main event?
My stream never came back up on my TV. I was able to pull it up on my iPad and my phone. I wasn't able to get it back.
We were panicking. I had to cast it to the TV, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be like a movie where it cuts out and it comes back and somebody's celebrating. We missed it, but luckily we missed nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, not paying $90 for it has helped my grading curve quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, 7. Like it wasn't.
Oh wow, awful. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great card, but
yeah, it wasn't awful. Like the main event was not as bad as people are making it out to be. The co-main event was not as bad as people make it out to be. Feature fights sucked. Gregory Rodriguez, Drew Dober delivered. Like, there was a couple of fun fights on there. The Cody Garbrandt fight was fun outside the nut shots. The Cody Durden fight was fun. Like, I would say 7 out of 10.
Okay, I'll give it the 7.5 or 8, somewhere in there. I'll give it that.
Eight's crazy. Eight's
That's the reason why I give it that is because you have high level guys at the main event. What did you expect them to do? They were going to win. They're going to do whatever it takes to win. They're at the 3 and 4 position.
To do? We've seen both of those two dudes fight high level opponents before and not be born. And I knew Charles was going to do this, but I still.
But when there's a way to success, an easier way to success, which Charles had, he'd be stupid not to take it. Stupid. What are you laughing at?
LMK or let me know 1512 said congrats on the knockout win last night, Angelo. He's saying I look like Rodolfo Bellator. Somebody the other day said he's Rodolfo Gelato.
I can see that. That's great. Rodolfo Gelato. I gotta make a shirt. I gotta make a shirt.
Italian ice cream.
Rodolfo Gelato. I gotta make you a shirt.
The worst part about that is Rodolfo was getting his ass kicked and then just landed clean.
Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, give me your rate on the White House card. 1 through 10.
It's objectively a good card, but once you factor in the expectations, it's like, it kind of drags it down a bit. I would say 7 also.
Okay.
And crazy, I don't know what else you put. People were like, oh, I think the fight that fell through was Kayla. No, Kayla's like, Dana was like, Kayla was never considered. They're putting her head back on her body.
Look, if we get Corey Sandhagen and Sean O'Malley, do people complain?
I think it's the John Jones. Even the UFC pretended that John Jones was on this card. I sent you this screenshot. They put out a poll. Who wins, John Jones or Alex? Even the UFC pretended like Cyril Gane is objectively a giant step down from John. John Jones beat his ass. So now we have an interim UFC heavyweight championship. People love one side of it, but the other side, we've seen Cyril Gane lose in multiple title fights. So it's like, I think that's where the disappointment's coming from is the Cyril Gane side, because we thought it was going to be John Jones. If John Jones was never a discussion, then I don't think there'd be this level of disappointment. And it's an interim title fight, not a true title fight. So let's say Alex wins and it's like 3-division champ and I want him to win. There'll be a little asterisk. Well, not an undisputed, not a 3-division undisputed champ.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy for it. I'll enjoy it. I think it's literally the expectations were just too unreasonable.
Absolutely. I felt like the same way about the Sphere. They had these huge expectations. They never happened. Never happened. It was, it is what it is. I fell more in love with the Sphere itself and how the presentation would be. And I think that's really what people should have went there expecting. Still a fight. In this situation, it's with the White House card. You know, I mean, and also too with the BMF title. They're like, oh, well, it should have been this. It should have been this style of fight because that's it represents the BMF. I mean, do we just ultimately, like, to recap all this or to go over it, do we have to stop giving these guys that are in the top 2 or 3 or 5 positions to fight for the BMF title?
No, I don't think you need to draw a line in the sand. I think it's just for people who embody that spirit. And yeah, Charles Oliveira had one boring fight, but a Dan Hooker, you wouldn't get a fight like that out of him. I think you have to ignore the rankings entirely, honestly. I think when you're doing the BMF, you could just book people coming off losses. You could do number 4 versus number 20. I think rankings should not be a factor at all when it comes to BMF. I think it's just truly who will get after it. Like 2 dudes who have shown, like a Dan Hooker can't seem to win a fight. But if you gave Dan Hooker a BMF title shot, who would complain? That dude is a BMF. Look at his DMs with all those men.
Yeah, if you were wow. If you were to bring back, look, if I was to have Dan Hooker and I was to have the BMF title again, I would say Dan Hooker and Nate Diaz.
Michael Chandler could get his ass kicked on the White House card, and he could fight for the BMF belt. He is that guy. He is. He throws down. Nobody's ever watched Michael Chandler and be like, nah, boring. Yeah. That guy, and he's thrown down long before the UFC, the Eddie Alvarez fight. Like, to me, it should. Who cares about the BMF title? Should be its own thing, and it has been basically. But this fight, it was a clash of styles, and like you said, there was just a lot at stake here.
Yeah, I agree. Zeke6629. I do like the UFC is giving $25K for knockout. I do like that, but the problem with giving $25K for knockouts, which is great, but then you don't have a chance. Then you can't win the performance of the night or fight of the night or whatever it is they're giving out the $100K.
He said that? Why wouldn't they double it up?
No, they don't. He said that's complaint.
Insane.
That's insane. You should be able to win both, right?
Yeah, because what if it's a Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje situation? We got knocked out with 1 second left.
You either win the 100 grand, or you win the 25K. You don't win both. I said that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's a weird line to draw. Also, 25K is nice, but it's really not enough.
No, what's stupid? What's stupid is this: you just signed a fucking deal for 1.1 billion a year. You can't afford fucking an extra.
And they just paid. They just reported, like, I forget what the net profits were. They just paid out 56% net profit dividends or something. I forget what it was. Astronomical. Like, the company's doing insanely well.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always mean, because I'm also not like a socialist where it's like, just,
from Connecticut, like, it's pretty cool.
Like, as my real job, the company could make twice as much money as they made last year. They don't necessarily owe me anymore. My job is my job, and I'm doing my job. You pay me to do my job. So they don't necessarily owe me more just because they're making more. But in this situation, they probably should.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up. But on top of that, where does Charles go from here? Just waits for a title shot now, or does he fight somebody else?
No, he does. He hasn't earned a regular 150.
Well, you got Armand's going to be ahead of him. But Armand's in the doghouse.
Knocked out quickly.
Yeah,
like, you can't just run that back.
No, I know. But Armand's going to be ahead of him anyways. At least supposed to be. What do you do with Max now?
I think people like Charles, Max, doesn't matter. Just do Max versus. Has Max ever fought Dan Hooker? Do that. Then I don't know who you do for the BMF, but do that. Actually, you cannot do Dan Hooker versus Charles Oliveira. Dan Hooker's takedown defense is worse than Rob Font's. So just do Max and Dan Hooker. Do that.
Really?
Why not? What the hell?
Yeah, I would go Max versus Patty as a main event somewhere.
I mean, you could do that too.
The grappling display that he had in terms of being able to defend. I know he couldn't stop the takedowns. Patty's takedowns aren't that.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean? So I think
his striking's not good enough to set up the takedowns. Like Charles Oliveira is a nasty, dangerous, scary striker, which can help the takedowns.
All right, guys. Hey, we're going to wrap this up. But one last thing. I said this last night. I'm going to say it again tonight. Bella Mir, Frank Mir's daughter. She became an NC2A national champion 2026 from North Central.
Wrestler?
Yep, wrestler. She beat Reese Laramendi, I think is how you say her last name, Laramendi. If you guys don't know anything about this, Bella Mir was at Iowa last year. I think it was last year, maybe the year before, but she was there wrestling there at Iowa. She left Iowa, went to North Central, now comes on and beats Laramendi in the finals of the NCAA national champ. She is a 2026 national champion from North Central. Congratulations to her. Huge deal. Very happy for Frank Mir and the family, as well as Bella. Congratulations to you guys. Wishing you guys nothing but the best. Hard work pays off, my dear. And we will see you probably in the UFC here shortly. That's been her whole goal, her whole dream.
Yeah, we will see her grappler there too. Dude, she pinned in the finals.
Yep, she pinned her in the finals.
I'm watching her right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She just, she fucking hit her with the cow cutter and just fucking went right to it.
Yeah.
Stuck her. Beautifully done, nicely done. Congratulations to her and the Mir family. So we're gonna wrap it up. And Angela, you got any last words, buddy? WeWantPicks.com/offer. Use the promo code ANDSTILL. WeWantPicks.com/offer. It offers you all the AI tools you need and all the what's it called? The
simulator, optimizer, analyzer.
There you go. Look, you're really good at this. Go ahead, promote this stuff.
It's my sales pitch.
Yeah.
It's the greatest offer this space has ever seen. There's Fight Simulator simulates fights 100,000 times, and artificial intelligence. I mean, literally everything anybody could ever want, whether it's for fantasy betting, whatever it is.
It's $10. You can cancel anytime. It's $10. It's $10 a month. Check it out. Give it a month's try. Okay. Hit it up. WeWantPicks.com/offer. Use the promo code ANDSTILL. And hey guys, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are great in the super chats. Zeke662 and all you guys, man. I appreciate all of you guys. Brian Peckin, all you guys, the Degenerate MMA Freak, Brian Peckin. I said that already. And then we've got MMA Freak again. There's so many of you guys were awesome tonight and this morning and last night as well. You guys were crushing it last night. You guys, thank you so much. And we're gonna be out of here, man. See ya. Until next time.